This was one of my favourite shoes from 2007, but is this going to be one of my favourite shoes from 2008? So this is the Hoka Arahi 2. It's back, it's new and improved. Well, mostly it's new and improved. And it's a stability shoe, if you didn't already know. It's a road shoe. It has Hoka's J-frame technology, if I turn the shoe the right way up. So you can see this sort of blue area coming around here. This is the J, and this has a different density, if you like, to give you that support if you pronate or overpronate a little bit more than you should, to give you that stability aspect of the shoe. Now, if you're looking at this and you're thinking, whoa, that looks just like the sole of the old one, you would be right, because pretty much everything sort of from here down is the same, apart from maybe with a new lick of paint. I know it's not actual paint, but you know what I mean. It's the upper that they've really changed. Apparently they've changed the sizing a fraction as well, maybe the width, but really it's the upper that's different. So the old upper kind of had quite a sort of thick covering. It wasn't maybe the most breathable in the world. I didn't have any issues with it, but I think if you lived in hotter climes, maybe you might find it a little bit on the toasty side. I'm not sure. You'd have to let me know if that's the case, if you are from hotter climes. This one, much more breathable. You've got much more of your traditional kind of mesh. There are welded overlays on it. They are, to be frank, fairly minimal. And I've got to say, I think it's a bit of a looker. That's a looker in terms of a Hoka stability shoe, which I know is not setting the bar very high. You've got the same 5mm heel to toe drop that you had before, and you've got the same kind of niggles when it comes to Hoka sizing, because it wouldn't be a Hoka shoe if we weren't talking about how it fits and how it sizes. Now, on my old one, I tried a normal size 11. I'm a normal UK size 11. Tried a UK size 11 on the 2007, the Arahi one, like a standard 11. Just too small, too tight, didn't get on with it. Went up to an 11.5, found that was fine. Wouldn't say it was brilliant fitting, but it was completely fine, and I really liked the shoe. So if it was a smidge tight, it just, you know, kind of just didn't bother me because I liked it so much. This time round, I thought, I'm gonna maybe just try, you know, a smidge bigger still. So I actually went for a UK size 12, and I went for the wider fit. Now, I've never bought a wide fit in any other shoe that I've ever bought. But it's Hoka, so you know, you try these things to see if you've hit the sweet spot, and it gives good feedback for you guys as well. Now, initially putting it on, where I've gone up effectively a full size, so normally a UK 11, this is a 12, and it's the wider foot, put it on, thought, wow, this feels fantastic, felt perfect. However, let's do the sizing bit now and the fit bit now. On the run, or when I was running in it, I was getting a little bit of heel slip. Now, I'm not the only person that's noticed heel slip. I think you probably want to try half a size up on your normal shoe fit. Now, I'm not guarantee that's going to be the perfect fit for you, but so let's call it my suspicion that to get a good fit for you, half a size larger than you would normally have is probably the sweet spot. The wider fit for me, I liked it. I like a little bit of room for my toe to splay. Whether that's going to be good for you, really the best thing to do is to buy this from a retailer, ideally an independent running shop where they've actually got a treadmill that you can try the shoe on and then run on the treadmill for it, because like I said, it's a Hoka and the sizing is a bit off, but I suspect half a size bigger than you need to go is the sweet spot. As a UK size 12 with the wide foot, it comes in at 334 grams, which is in 11.75 ounces. To compare that with a shoe that's half a size smaller and your standard shoe width, there is so little in it, it's untrue. Literally 334 grams versus 328. I doubt you could ever feel on your feet 6 grams. It's so zero. But because this is a bigger shoe, it does show that having this mesh is a little bit lighter. At least that's how it appears to me. So a smidge lighter, I mean, you know, and more breathable. So far so good. So let's get into what's great and what's not so great. Now, to give this context, I really did enjoy the Arahi One. Done tons of miles in it, thoroughly loved it, liked its ride, liked its snappiness. This shoe, basically, the bottom is the same. So if you liked the Arahi One, there's a really strong chance you're gonna like the Arahi 2, because the bottom half of the shoe is the same. The upper, it definitely is more breathable, feels a little bit lighter. It's still got that, I think of it as a kind of cushioned but responsive ride. And I know that is kind of seen as nirvana for running shoes. You kind of want it cushioned, but you want it responsive. And this shoe really does fill that brief. It's very comfortable. It's good on those longer grindy runs, but it's also good in those runs where you kind of want to pick up the pace. It does have that meta rocker system, which helps you kind of as you're going through your foot strike. Not everybody likes the meta rocker. I had a friend try some of these on and they hated it. So it's probably like Marmite, either you love it or you hate it. I do think that the styling is better, although not good enough that I'd wear it casually, but I definitely think it is a slightly smarter shoe than the last one, and I quite like the last one, so no, not that I wore that one casually either. In terms of grip, again, same as the last one, for a road shoe, it's good. Yeah, you can run on this, you can, you know, it's not a trail shoe. Yeah, you could probably get away with dry grass, but anything more than that, road shoe. And in terms of durability, well, the last one held up for me great. I had no issues with the way that the shoes lasted. It still feels fine now to run in. And I suspect I've done a reasonable amount of mileage in this and there's no issues whatsoever yet. But I feel this is probably going to be a good lasting shoe as well. So that's all good as well. But it's not all sunny days, beach towels and sun cream. What are the things that maybe aren't so great? So sizing, I mean, we've kind of covered the sizing. I'm not saying it's a probably negative thing, but it's something, you know, we've done that, so that's fine. One thing that really stuck out at me after about 4 miles or so of running is I started to feel seams here, sort of especially around here. And when you put your hand and you kind of feel up, you can feel that there is a seam kind of just about there. And I started to feel that in my foot and it really annoyed me. I thought I never felt a seam in the old one and now I'm feeling a seam kind of there. And that was just kind of, ugh. And then I started feeling some seams or something around here and that annoyed me. And the seams, I hate feeling seams. I'm okay with putting up with seams on a kind of lightweight minimalist shoe where they've stripped everything out and they haven't put much padding in, and then I'm okay and I'm probably only going to use it for a short run. But on a shoe that I should be grinding out lots of miles, I don't want to feel any seams. And as soon as I started feeling seams, I'm like, no, what have you done? Another thing is, it's not just me that's felt heel slip with the sizing. I have read a few other people online are having issues where the heel is not locking down. Now, a really fair comment would be, well, you shouldn't have gone up a full size. You should have only gone up half a size and then it would have been perfect. And I'm absolutely happy to accept that, apart from I've noticed lots of other comments online and people are having exactly the same thing. Now, I am using the lace lock technique. It's not bad heel slip. It's just enough to kind of be irksome. The thing is though, is the toe box and the rest of the shoe feels brilliant as a 12, which I know is like a, you know, way bigger than my normal one, but I'm just, yeah, it's like I want the toe box to feel the way it does on the shoe right now, but I also want the heel to be locked in, and I'm not the only one that's struggling with that. As you might have guessed, it's kind of like this shoe feels like it's so nearly perfect, but it's not quite. And I just, you know, I like it, but I don't like it as much as I liked the one, because I didn't feel seams and it felt a good fit. I mean, it was a smidge tight, just, I mean, a tiny bit. This feels better here on the forefoot, but now it's not feeling so good now. And I know that's not exactly the same size, but kind of, it's like frustrating because it feels so nearly brilliant, but not quite. So I'm giving it 4 stars. It might be for you if you find one and the fit feels perfect and you get no heel slip, and maybe this is just I've got unlucky and this particular shoe's a bit seamy, and maybe you won't, and maybe this will be the best thing ever. But just beware, even if you do go to a running shop and you try it on the treadmill and the fit feels perfect, you may or may not start to feel the odd seam as well. And that's with socks. I never run shoes barefoot. I don't know. Yeah, kind of 4 stars. I wish it was better, but it's not a bad shoe. Good shoe, just not perfect. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.